Hello and thanks for making it Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. We are in the Christmas season, and while it may be the most wonderful time of the year, it's also one of the busiest. And so we must be vigilant to safeguard ourselves and properties. So in today's show, we share safety tips on how to protect your money, yourself on the road, and against fires.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Bring everything you can, all right? Yeah, man. Right?
Okay, bring
all right, good.
All right, then.
Take care, bye. Christmas is truly a wonderful time to share with family and friends, but it can turn into a stressful occasion if not planned carefully. So don't try to plan and execute a family dinner all by yourself. Get others to contribute in cash or kind to take the pressure off you. For those of you with large families, it may be impossible to give each person a gift. So don't leave yourself broke trying to facilitate everyone. Also, if you want to buy things to give your home a new look, think carefully. Do you really need a new set of curtains? If you buy them, will you have enough money left to tide you over to your next paycheck? If the answer is no, walk away, no matter how pretty they are. Remember, if you don't have to spend it, just don't. The holidays are here to be enjoyed, not to be regretted later by bad choices. Happy holidays from the JIS family to yours.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, December 20. The Ministry of Health is taking steps to stem the tide of dengue infections in the country. The ministry has assured that there is no outbreak of the mosquito-borne disease, but acknowledges a more active dengue season. In response, the Enhanced Vector Control Program has been extended to March 2019. It will include the employment of an additional 500 temporary workers who will join the effort to identify and eliminate mosquito breeding sites. In addition, the ministry says the public can expect increased fogging in communities, particularly those with clusters of dengue cases, as well as continued implementation of the USAID ZAP program. Meanwhile, with the increase in dengue cases helping to put pressure on the public health system, the ministry is working with its regional teams to address overcrowding at some facilities. This includes the Bustamante Hospital for Children, where at least one roving nurse is stationed together with customer service officers to respond to patients' needs as they come in. Senior managers have also been rostered to give administrative coverage after 5 p.m. and on weekends, and there is additional employment of enrolled assistant nurses to complement registered nurses. Other response measures across the health sector include having more doctors and nurses in hospitals, accident and emergency departments, and additional customer service representatives at hand. Meanwhile, the Health Ministry has extended opening hours at health centers across the Southeast Regional Health Authority, SERA Division. This is in response to overcrowding at major public hospitals and to ensure that persons who use the health centers can do so in comfort and convenience. With immediate effect, health centers serving the parishes of Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Catherine and St. Thomas will see patients up to 8 p.m. on designated days. The Glen Vincent, Slight Pen Road Comprehensive and Greater Portmore Health Centers will observe the extended opening hours Mondays to Fridays. The St. Jago Park Health Center will do likewise, with the exception of the fourth Friday in each month. Meanwhile, the Stony Hill Health Center is open until 8 p.m. Mondays to Wednesdays. Olympic Gardens is on Mondays and Tuesdays, while the Morant Bay Health Center is operating longer on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton is encouraging persons with diabetes to get screened annually for eye diseases such as diabetic retinopathy to prevent vision loss. Diabetic retinopathy affects up to 80% of persons who have diabetes for 20 years or more. It is a leading cause of blindness resulting from damage of the blood vessels of the light-sensitive tissues at the back of the eye or retina.
Approximately 30% of persons with diabetes are likely to have some level of diabetic retinopathy, and 20% of persons with diabetic retinopathy have sight-threatening diabetic retinopathy, and that's estimated to be about 18,000 Jamaicans. And these persons are likely to require laser therapy to prevent significant loss of sight.
The minister made the appeal during the recent launch of the Diabetic Retinopathy Screening Program at the Greater Portmore Health Centre in St. Catherine. The program intends to reduce blindness caused by diabetic retinopathy in 4 Commonwealth countries: Belize, Dominica, St. Lucia, and Jamaica. In other news, Jamaica's exploitation of the blue economy will contribute significantly to the country's development and the eradication of poverty. This is coming from the State Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator Pernell Charles Jr., who also chairs the National Council on Oceans and Coastal Zone Management. Blue economy relates to the management and sustainable use of ocean and coastal resources to improve livelihood and create jobs. It connects several sectors such as energy, shipping, fisheries, mining, and tourism. Minister Charles says discussion on this is important to Jamaica because of the size of our territorial waters.
We are a small island developing state with a large ocean space. And so it is of great importance to us to conserve, protect, manage, and sustainably use our large ocean space, as well as the rivers and other marine resources that run inland.
Minister Charles says the fisheries and tourism sectors are 2 main areas of focus for the development of the blue economy. He points to figures from Statin, which show that the fishing industry contributed over $8 billion to gross domestic product in 2017, while the tourism industry employed 8.3% of the labor force and contributed approximately $53 billion to GDP.
As a National Council, we are to submit to Cabinet the directions, the recommendations on how to best utilize Jamaica's marine resources. And we have a multi-stakeholder, multi-agency council composing persons from private sector, public sector, NEPA, other agencies, pulling together the knowledge and the experience to see how best we can utilize Jamaica's resources towards economic development.
Minister Charles was speaking at a JIS think tank on Tuesday. Ultra-low-cost carrier Swoop made its inaugural flight from Canada into the island on Sunday. It landed at the Sangster International Airport in St. James with 196 passengers on board. Swoop, which is owned by WestJet, will be making twice-weekly flights from John C. Munro Hamilton International Airport to Sangster International through to April 2019.
It provided an enormous opportunity for the Jamaican diaspora. This is the first ultra low-cost carrier that is coming out of Canada to Jamaica. And we could see that it fits into the demographics.
Swoop is among the thousands of additional airline seats that have been negotiated for the 2018-2019 high season in December out of North America, Canada, the United Kingdom, and Northern Europe. And finally, a joint select committee of Parliament has recommended that the Child Care and Protection Act be amended to make corporal punishment prohibited in all public institutions, places of safety, and other institutions. This is contained in the report of the Joint Select Committee, which was appointed to complete the review of that legislation, as well as the Sexual Offences Act, the Offences Against the Person Act, and the Domestic Violence Act. The report was tabled in the House of Representatives on December 11 by Justice Minister Delroy Chuck. The committee members agreed that children should be free from all forms of corporal punishment, but specifically recommend that it should be prohibited in all schools, places of safety, public places, and public institutions. The elected members of Parliament also agreed that the sanction to be imposed for breaching this provision would be a fine or such order as the court deems fit. The report reveals that members advocated for a total ban on corporal punishment, but conceded that a policy position would have to be developed on the issue before that approach could be taken. The Child Care and Protection Act was passed in 2004. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
This is one time we don't want you to laugh.
Staying safe on the road is a serious thing.
Mr. Taxi driver and bus driver, take time, man. People, so one-stop driver and come off.
Cyclists, motorcyclists, pedestrian, all road users using the head.
Only if you use cell phone and drive. No, man.
Idiot thing that.
Road safety is no laughing matter.
Because we want you to be around
and laughing with us for a long time.
A message from the National Road Safety Council and National Health Fund.
The importance of road safety practices cannot be overemphasized. It not only saves lives but also money and prevents serious injuries. And with the roads now busy with Christmas shopping and social events, the Minister of Transport, Robert Montague, is here to reinforce the need for safety.
I wish for you and yours a very, very, Merry Christmas. Christmas time. Greetings time. Watch it.
My fellow Jamaicans, as the Christmas season comes into full swing, it seems everyone is in a hurry trying to wrap up their shopping and enjoy the festive season. But as you're dashing around town, it is important to keep road safety at the top of your mind. I want every Jamaican to begin to understand the road safety message. To the bike rider, don't ride and die. Wear your helmets at all times. Passengers, urge drivers to slow down. Pedestrians, be alert, be aware. Don't be distracted by your phone. Driving requires complete focus. So we must ensure that when you are driving, it is not under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Please slow down. Wear your seat belts. Watch out for emergency vehicles. Pull off the road if you feel tired. If you have children, install a child seat. And parents, do not allow your children to stand between the seats in the car or put their head, hands, or feet outside of a moving vehicle. So far, 352 persons have died on our roads. That's not good. It is projected that another 20 will die by the end of the year. Let's unite to prove the projections wrong. The government cannot do it alone. You cannot do it alone. It requires a national effort. I therefore commend the various taxi associations and civic groups for the road safety initiatives that they have launched and urge the participation of all of us as Jamaicans. It is the season for family, good cheer, and happiness. So while we enjoy the true meaning of Christmas, let us be courteous and be our brothers and sisters' keeper on the roads. I wish for you and your family a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
I wish for you and yours a very, very, Merry Christmas. Christmas time. Greetings time. Watch it.
Here's another safety measure that we need to apply, especially during this high shopping period. It has to do with how we handle money as individuals and business owners. I did a demonstration for you. Take a look. Safeguarding your PIN number is not the only security measure that you should practice when using the automated teller machine, ATM. And with the increased shopping that usually comes with the holidays, these machines are even more busy this time of year, which means more opportunities for illicit activities and more reasons for you to be vigilant. Always be aware of your surroundings and the people around you when at an ATM. And never enter the booth with a stranger. When inside, bolt the door to prevent others from using their card to gain entry. Also, if you notice anything unusual as you're using the machine, discontinue the transaction and report your suspicions to the bank. If all is safe, withdraw only the amount of cash that you need. If you have to use an ATM machine, it is recommended that you use one that is located inside a mall or in a well-lit area at night. And never give information about your card or PIN to anyone on the phone. Remember, as you go about your activities this festive season, ATMs can be quick, easy options to long bank lines. And your ATM card is a handy alternative to walking around with huge wads of cash. But as you enjoy the convenience, safety must always be at the forefront of your mind. Business establishments also have the responsibility to put in place safety measures to match the expected crowd and increase transactions at this time of the year. Security experts recommend that business owners or managers try to reduce the amount of cash held on their premises to a workable minimum. It's also recommended that you implement a system whereby excess cash is removed to a secure area, and place emergency numbers where staff members can easily see them. Enforce these safety measures and keep safe this holiday period.
Christmas is here again, and there are so many things you may want to do this Christmas. For parents, you know how the children can be. They are anticipating gifts and making all kinds of demands. But how can you meet those expectations when money is tight? Well, you may want to consider this. Why not engage the children? Talk to them about your financial situation. Let them know how much you have to spend and spell out the necessary things that you must buy. Let them help you design a budget and stick to it. Talk to them about the possibility of postponing gift giving until a later date when you can afford it. Or choose to buy a gift the whole family will enjoy. Don't assume they won't understand. Talk to them. You will be surprised how understanding they can be.
The holidays are about connecting with friends and loved ones and making time for fun. But even as you go about enjoying the holiday season, it's important to remember the hidden dangers. Consider these simple tips to keep safe around the home. Cut down overgrown hedges close to your home to improve visibility around your property, and watch out for persons acting suspiciously in your community. When inside, especially at nights, remember to secure windows and doors with deadbolts, and try not to leave keys where they can be seen from outside. If you are leaving your home, make sure to lock all windows and doors, and do not tell too many persons that you are going away for the holiday. Another safety tip to remember involves your house keys. Do not leave spare keys in mailboxes and other places around the home. If you must, leave them with a relative or a neighbor you can trust. It's recommended that you install a security system and safety lights that are triggered by movement, as these help to deter criminals. And if you feel there is an intruder inside your home, make an alarm for help or call the police. Do not attempt to investigate yourself. As you go about enjoying all the holiday has to offer, be vigilant and keep safe. And also, please remember your neighbors. Look out for anything or anyone suspicious and contact the police for assistance.
Up next, the Jamaica Fire Brigade outlines some very important safety measures for us to enforce during the holiday.
When it comes to Christmas lights, please ensure if you're leaving the house, plug them out. If you're going to bed, plug them out. Now, for adults especially, don't tell yourself that the child is going to plug them out when they finish watching TV. We know a lot of persons will be purchasing Christmas trees. Make sure you look for the UL rating for man-made Christmas trees. If you're using a live tree, make sure that you cut some of the lower branches off so that it will be able to fit into a container that you can pour some water in. Make sure that you are putting some water in that container at least every day. And the reason for this is, even though it's a so-called dead tree, the branches are still soaking up some amount of water and maintaining some amount of moisture, which will keep it fresher for longer. The fresher it is, the least likely it will catch fire. Position your Christmas tree at least 3 feet away from all heat sources. And when we speak of heat sources, a television is a heat source, the cable box is a heat source, all appliances are heat sources. So make sure that you position these trees at least 3 feet away. And you want to ensure when you put the decorations on them as well, the lights as well, what you want to ensure is that there's circulation space around the tree. And that will help to maintain the room temperature around that tree. One of the main things that we have to point out when it comes to holiday cooking, never ever leave the cooking unattended. We know how difficult that is when you have friends and family over, but please ensure you don't leave the cooking unattended. Worst, if you feel like you need to take a nap, and after you wake up, you do the cooking. Don't start cooking and tell yourself you're going to take a nap because enough water is in the pot. It won't boil over, it won't dry out. We have seen a lot of cases where this has led to fires, and we know that there'll be a lot more cooking in the Christmas season as well. As much as is possible, wear appropriate clothing. So long flowing sleeves that can hang over and catch fire, you don't want to be wearing those. And kitchen towels, make sure that at all times they are kept away from the stove. If it is that you have wind blowing in a particular direction, make sure you check the direction of the wind. No curtains can get to your stove. Children are naturally curious. At all times, no child must come within 3 feet of a stove. Make sure that you keep them away. Make sure you tell them why. Tell them what can happen if they do certain things, if they disobey, and make sure that they understand. Because what you don't want is for them to use that natural curiosity and then go ahead and experiment and try to find out why mommy say I mustn't light the stove when she light the stove. And again with children, make sure that no child under 12 is cooking.
My mother taught me how to work for what I want. And if you don't work for it, then you don't deserve it.
They always tell me, be yourself. Don't try to be like others.
They help me through tough times, good time, bad time, they're always there for me.
Once the family is good, teach the children the right things, then them can grow up on the right.
It's the family affair. It's the family affair.
January 1, 2019, the government of Jamaica will impose a ban on single-use plastic scandal bags, 24 by 24 inches or less in dimension, plastic drinking straws, and the importation of expanded polystyrene foam. Plastics take up to 500 years to break down and end up in our environment, stifling our animals, plant life, and livelihoods too. Refuse single-use plastic products. Start using reusable items. Bring your own bag. The ban on plastics is effective as of January January 1, 2019. Preserve our land. Support the plastic ban. Exemptions apply. Contact the National Environment and Planning Agency for more information.
Today the glory of God shines everywhere for everyone. Oh Jesus, born on this day, He is our light and salvation. Oh Jesus, born on this day, He is the King of all nations. Today our hearts rejoice in Him. Today the glory of God shines everywhere for everyone. Oh Jesus, born on this day, heavenly child in the manger. Oh Jesus, born on this day, He is our Lord and our Savior. Today our hearts rejoice in Him. Our hearts rejoice in Him. Today the light of His birth fills us with hope and brings peace on earth. Oh Jesus, born on this day, is our life and salvation. Oh Jesus.
As we close today's show, we ask that you stay connected via our website, jis.gov.jm. And while you're online, send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm or via tweet at JIS News. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.